In this episode of The Landscape, I speak to Gabriele Bartolini, who is rocking all things Postgres at EDB and is a maintainer of CloudNativePG, Cloud Native Postgres, a Postgres operator for Kubernetes, which is currently applying to become a CNCF project. Gabriele sheds light on how the process is going and what requirements are necessary for a project to get into the CNCF. Gabriele is also a superb human being who comes from the beautiful Italian city of Prato. This podcast is brought to you by OVH Cloud, the global cloud provider delivering industry-leading performance and cost-effective solutions. From managed Kubernetes to private registries, OVH Cloud has the cloud-native tools you need. OVH Cloud, the world needs different. Now, let's check out the episode with Gabriele.
My name is Gabriele Bartolini. I'm VP and Chief Architect of Kubernetes at EDB. EDB is a company that develops Postgres and promotes the usage of Postgres everywhere, including Kubernetes.
Wonderful. Now, what project are you currently maintaining?
My main project right now is CloudNativePG. CloudNativePG is a Kubernetes-native operator that allows you to run Postgres databases in a fully declarative way inside Kubernetes.
Now, what is this project solving? What is it that people are suffering from out there that made it necessary to develop CloudNativePG?
So Postgres is the most used database out there. So the trend that we've seen in the past on bare metal and VMs is now, and also in Divas, is now becoming popular in Kubernetes as well. So we see a lot of developers and infrastructure people that want to move Postgres inside Kubernetes, and our operator provides a different point of view in managing Postgres, and also it's a fully open source and vendor neutral controlled project.
What alternatives currently exist that users are choosing, and how is your project different?
So, of course, you can run Postgres outside Kubernetes. So a very popular use case is to run Postgres as a DBAS or a traditional way on VMs. But inside Kubernetes, there are a few options. One is without an operator, which I highly discourage. And then there are other operators. So, for example, there's an operator from Crunchy Data, another one from Zalando. They are the most. They were the most used operators probably in Kubernetes, in my opinion, because now CloudNativePG is becoming probably the first option to go, and also because now we applied for the CNCF Sandbox, and we hope that we get accepted in the next slot.
Very good. For people that aren't familiar, what is that process like? What, to apply to become a Sandbox project? What is it that you need? Is it a question of end users? Is it a question of GitHub stars, contributors? What are the necessary factors to apply?
So first, I think that we need adoption. Okay, so we have been working in the last few years to increase the adoption of the operator. Of course, we always looked at the stars in GitHub, which they don't mean much. Okay, let's say that what mattered for us was the organic growth of the project. We never invested in kind of marketing campaigns to ask people to add stars. Okay, but what we worked on was with, for example, existing EDB customers to publicly declare that they were adopting Postgres with CloudNativePG, and also in general, adopters. I would say adopters in general. Then we have also worked with the community to engage with new users and encourage new developers. Of course, developing an operator is not simple, but there are so many areas where people can contribute to, and we have an open governance model, and everyone can participate. But in terms of adoption, for example, we have IBM Cloud Pak that uses the operator pretty much everywhere. We have Google with GKE, and also Azure for AKS that declared that they use the operator, and startups like Tembo, which provide database as a service based on our operator. And then also I think it's important to work with the CNCF store tag that is relevant to your project. In our case, it was the storage technical advisory group. For example, we participate to the meetings, and then we have been trying to contribute our ideas and our use case back into the Kubernetes storage. And we have one person that develops also the Kubernetes storage, and we are contributing to the volume snapshot feature. So I think these three things: adopters, contributors, and also work with the CNCF tag that is relevant to your project.
In terms of the next steps for CloudNativePG, what can we expect in the following months?
So we are now working on making it pluggable because we've seen that it's very hard to introduce new features to the operator right now. So we decided to simplify the code base and refactor the code so that we can add hooks in several areas of the code. And we are now starting with backup and recovery tools. So the idea is to enable even third parties to write plugins for backup and recovery with CloudNativePG. Then, we will continue with observability and also in general other operators that can plug with it. And then we are adding for 125 support for declarative databases and logical subscriptions and publications that allow us to declaratively, for example, migrate with zero cutover time from RDS inside Kubernetes with CloudNativePG.
What's your favorite part about being a maintainer?
The possibility to talk with end users. So being part of the community and receive their important feedback is a very short feedback loop that we can learn so much, and we can apply everything we find inside the operator source code. But in general, just receive, and this is, I've been in IT for a long time. I've been doing open source for many years, but the momentum that CloudNativePG is living is something that I don't know how long it will last, but in this phase is really pleasant to live, essentially. So,
how can people get in touch with you?
Me personally, on LinkedIn. I think it's the best way to get in touch with me.
Good. And anybody in the project that you'd like to give a shout out to, other maintainers or contributors?
Yeah, I think, all the maintainers, starting with Leonardo and Marco, who are the brains for this, because also, I'm the primary spokesman, but I'm not anymore a developer. I know Postgres, but they are the brains. I've just been a facilitator. Then the other ones are Jonathan Gonzalez, Francesco Canovai, Armando Ruocco, and Philip Scorsolini, who works now for Abound and is a cross-plane maintainer. And then all the other, component owners. For example, we have several components like M-charts, dashboards, and everyone is organized to be governed independently. So, but in general, and then also all the users that inspire us to continue with the hard work.
And AI is being discussed a lot. Is there anything that's AI significant when it comes to CloudNativePG?
Yeah, for example, CloudNativePG comes with PG Vector. PG Vector is a very popular extension that allows us to see our database as a vector database. So in general, what we stop, our job is to provide a reliable framework to store data that can be consumed by AI. So let's put it that way. We stop with the vector database, for example, and then AI can run on top of our database with no problem. Okay, so that's it's a good, again, in Kubernetes terminology, based on modules, that's our interface. Okay, that's where we stop, and then where other components can consume what we have.
Gabriele, thank you very much for your time today. Take care. Cheers.
Right.